Hello and welcome to the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I am Zulayatu Hamid. Coming up in this edition, Sierra Mineral Holdings Limited supports 207 tertiary students in the Moyamba district. Sierra Leone joins other African countries to observe Industrialization Week. And junior doctors of the Sierra Ruta Iluka mines halt operations of the company. These and many more stories lined up in the news hour. This week is Africa Industrialization Week, which focuses on structural transformation, looking at the value of chain industries in Africa. Industrialization development contributes enormously to the economy of any nation. Aruna Patikama takes a look at this industrialization in Sierra Leone.
Industrial development started as far back as 1961. In the 80s, we heavily relied on importation inputs with raw materials, equipment, and expertise were all imported in the country. In the early 80s, industrialization in Sierra Leone was characterized as an reliance on import substitution, establishment of production units, which was constructed in the Wellington Industrial Estates, with few others in the regions. According to the Acting Director, Domestic Commerce and Industry, Minister of Trade and Industry, Mika Toure, during the establishment of the industries in Sierra Leone, they were focused on products like beer and cigarettes, amongst others.
This time around, what as a ministry, as a government, the Ministry of Trade and Industry is this time around requesting to have vast land where we can identify as an industrial estate. Maybe by law and whatever regulations, they prohibit those areas from people going to encroach into those areas. I think that will be the only way out of the whole situation at the moment.
Instead, investors now have easy access to establish an industry in Sierra Leone.
We have tried to make it very easy for investors, SMEs and the like, for whosoever that may want to establish an industry in Sierra Leone. You only need to write an application to the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, stating clearly what you want to do, what type of industry you want to establish. And on that note, the Directorate of Domestic Commerce and Industry will have to do a kind of an site inspection to your industrial area.
On the area of taxation of industries, Mr. Toure said the country is trying to set up a friendly tax policy that will encourage more investors to invest in industries in the country. A sound policy on industrial development is needed to be in line with ECOWAS Common Industrial Policy, as Sierra Leone is an ECOWAS member state. Africa is in need of technical facilities to transform the raw material into a finished product, and Sierra Leone is no exception.
Whatever you are processing, you talk about a byproduct. The byproduct could be a byproduct for you, but it could serve as a raw material for another industry. And so your byproduct is going to be used by another industry in that same location to produce another product. Its own byproduct is going to be used by another industry to produce another useful product. In that case, we refer to that kind of a relationship as a related industries. And so in special economic zones, industries are concentrated. They are being provided with these amenities of reliable electricity supply, reliable water supply. If those facilities are there, the land is there. Of course, land is there. We can afford the land. What is at the moment can be a constraint, a difficulty for this country is a reliable electricity supply, a reliable water supply. You know, the land could be there. And then if those other amenities are provided, we can talk about special economic zones where industries could be established and they produce for export, they produce for domestic market and the like.
Mr. Toure recommended that as a country, we need to reform our policy and align our industries in line with active and strong industrialization with Africa Common Industrial Policy to meet the standard of industries. News Hour, Aruna Patrick Kamara.
Junior workers of the Sierra Rutai Iluka mines in southern Sierra Leone on Thursday halted operations of the company in sympathy with 4 of their colleagues who were suspended by the management. The workers barricaded the area and cut off electricity and water supply for a day in the company. After a day after the incident, SLBC's Hawabari went to the scene.
These are some frustrated junior workers of the Sierra Rutai Iluka mine who claim conditions of service and treatment meted on them by management is ridiculous and unfair. This area, I was told, was sealed off with no entry into the vicinity. Mustafa Sise is an engine fitter in the engineering department at Sierra Rutai. He explains why they're bitter.
The employing authority, they are cruel to us. We have set up a list of complaints in order to improve our standard of living. The work is tedious, and we just ask them, according by law, we should go according to the wages board, which should take place sometime September next year. But as of now, we are trying to value our labor market because we are paid the least payment. Up to now, an example is they've not been able to start that powerhouse. We are doing the job and we are not reaping the benefits. We have families. So based on that, we have to react. Yes, not violently, peacefully.
When we arrived at the scene, we were lucky to meet the Chief Superintendent Capri S. Kamara, acting AIG Southern Sierra Leone, who was just coming from a meeting with senior management and members of the United Mines workers. He said the strike action was peaceful and they are still on negotiations to see how the matter can be resolved. At the time of our arrival, the roadblocks had been removed and essential utilities were being restored.
Yes, the situation now has come to normalcy because I reported all my findings yesterday to my boss, the IGP, and he himself, on his own wisdom, I think he took up the matter with top management, which is maybe the presidential level and so on. So based on that, I think he called me again this morning and told me that the president, H.E. Julius Maada Bio, has spoken with one Mr. Samai, who is one of those people that we are suspended, and he is the vice president of the union workers. That he has spoken with him that they should call off the strike action, then they should have a meeting with the president and they will look into their grievances.
President Julius Maada Bio has called for a meeting with the Workers' Union on Monday, 26 November 2018. He requested the workers to refrain from any violence until the matter is solved. Henry Samai is the Vice President of United Mines Workers Sierra Rutai branch.
They have no respect for the general workforce below supervisory level, and despite that, they use abstain languages. They call us black monkeys. They use, in fact, we Sierra Leoneans, we are poor. They are not going to employ a bunch of locals. Because of that, they have brought in so many expatriates on board the ground, which is demotivation to the general workforce, meaning Sierra Leoneans will not have jobs.
As vehicles of the company pass, angry workers chant angry slogans to express their dissatisfaction and frustration over how they are being treated in the company by management. Sierra Rutile, a wholly subsidiary of Iluka Resources, has one of the largest rutile locations in Moyamba and Bonth districts. The company, however, has received some bad press over the years. The Australian company is yet to comment on the matter.
The Deputy Chairman and leader of the All People's Congress, Alhaji Minkailu Mansari, has said that the party will review its party constitution to meet modern politics standards. He made the statement during the unveiling ceremony of the Constitutional Review Committee of the party. Aruna Patikama witnessed the unveiling ceremony and now reports.
Moving forward to bounce back to power in 2023. The All People's Congress Party is keeping the think tank of the party at work constantly. Many members of the All People's Congress have blamed the leadership of the party for losing the presidential election in 2018 due to the way and manner the flag bearer was selected in accordance with the party's constitution, which provides for either election or selection at their last convention in Makeni in the Bombali district. It could be recalled that after the 2018 presidential and general elections that removed the All People's Congress Party from power, brought chaos amongst its membership as they blamed the leadership of the party losing the presidential election to the Sierra Leone People's Party. It is against this backdrop that the party set up a 9-man committee to look into the circumstances that led to the party's poor performance at the 2018 elections and make recommendation to the National Advisory Council (NAC), which is the topmost body of the APC party. One among key recommendations, according to the National Secretary General of the All People's Congress, Alhaji Ambassador Dr. Usman Fode Yansane, is to review the party's 1995 constitution. The 1995 constitution, Ambassador Yansane explained, took the party into governance in 2007 and 2012, but will now be reviewed because the leadership of the party is a listening leadership. He said the National Advisory Council (NAC) has accepted the recommendation for a thorough review of the Constitution and further observed that the constitutional review must be undertaken with consensus building in mind and strengthen the ideology and the core values of the All People's Congress (APC) party. The Deputy Chairman and leader of the All People's Congress APC party, Alhaji Minkailu Mansari, informed the gathering that the new constitution will look into areas that were used in the 1995 constitution that was not in line with the current happening and make changes to fit into the current practices in modern politics, as young members say it's because they believe in the youth. He said the Constitutional Review Committee comprises mainly of young people and have only 3 resource elders that will monitor the review process. Mr. Mansare said the work of the review committee starts immediately and expected to complete its work before the end of 2019. As the new constitution is what the APC party would use in the 2023 elections.
17 political parties have signed a joint communique after a 2-day inter-party dialogue and capacity-building program for political parties in Sierra Leone. The inter-party dialogue program, organized by the Political Party Registration Commission and ECOWAS, with support from European Union, took place at the Golden Tulip, Aberdeen.
This is the first engagement of political parties after the general elections in Sierra Leone in 2018, which saw President Mada Bio taking the highest office of the land. The European Union, through ECOWAS Commission and the Political Parties Registration Office, supported the forum in a bid to remind political leaders about their responsibilities in nation building. The head of EU delegation in Sierra Leone, Tom Vance, said politics around the world can be divisive and called on political leaders to be beacons of democracy.
The image is still hanging. The image of what Sierra Leone used to be is still hanging. And I need to start by reminding, actually, Sierra Leone is a country at peace now. It's a country where we have seen that parties do manage to come together. Yes, there have been some squabbles that we have seen during the elections, but all of that is over.
He added that being in opposition should be defined by those in opposition, whereby they can choose to make or break. Speaking on behalf of the ECOWAS Commission, Patrick Lamboy committed themselves to coordinating intra-party sessions and the need for a national peace dialogue through the PPRC.
After the elections, we decided to focus our support on reconciling political parties, both in parliament and outside parliament, the executive. So on the parliament front, we took the leadership of parliament to Accra recently to train them in negotiations and mediation. The objective was to ensure that issues that arise within parliament are discussed and addressed inside parliament.
On the last day of deliberations, the 17 political parties signed a joint communique which reflects the views of all of the parties represented.
Full implementation of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission TRC report be expedited with commencement not later than June 2019. Government should resume and complete the process of the Constitutional Review Committee TRC report within a year.
The political parties had the opportunity to talk frankly to themselves, as the opportunity to do so can only come but not always. Soriba Samura, SLBC News, Freetown.
4 beach marshals have been remanded at the Male Correctional Center for allegedly stealing 42 million leones worth of underground copper cables at Aberdeen. The accused made their first appearance before Magistrate Abdul Sharif of Court Number 7, Amina Shinande Brema reports.
Mohamed Kamara, Ali Sisse, Daniel George, and Lamin Kagbo are charged with the offense of conspiracy and larceny contrary to law. It is alleged in court that the accused persons on Wednesday, 7th November 2018, at Lumley Beach Road, Aberdeen in Freetown, conspired with other unknown persons and stole 100 meters of underground copper electrical cables valued at 42 million leones. Sergeant Jibril Sisse is prosecuting the matter. Magistrate Abdul Sharif denied granting bail to all the accused and adjourned the matter to Tuesday, 27th November 2018. In another matter, a 26-year-old Alex Fode Dumbuya has been charged to court on 3-count charge of wounding with intent to murder, assault occasioning actual bodily harm, and wounding contrary to law. The accused, Alex Fode Dumbuya, on Saturday, 17th November 2018, at New Site, Gloucester Village, allegedly assaulted and wounded Amadou Sisse with intent to murder him. No legal representation was made on behalf of the accused, while Assistant Superintendent of Police Moses Moore is prosecuting the matter. Magistrate Abdul Sharif remanded the accused and adjourned the matter to Monday, 26th November 2018. SLBC News, Amina Nyande Brahima reporting.
Sierra Leone is the second country in West Africa to have a public service broadcaster in 1963. The Sierra Leone Broadcasting Service is the first broadcasting television in the country. Sierra Leone joins the rest of the world to celebrate World Broadcasting Television Day, a date set aside by the United Nations General Assembly to look at the emergence of television and its contribution to information dissemination. Amina Shinande Brema takes a look at the journey so far.
Broadcast television remains one of the most important medium worldwide for disseminating information and providing entertainment to the public. It has over time become one of the greatest tools of electronics engineering. Sierra Leone is the second country in the continent that has corporatized its public broadcaster, the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, on the 15th June 2010, 55 years down the line since television broadcasting started in Sierra Leone in 1963, the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Service. Many significant contributions have been made in building, nurturing, and promoting democratic good governance in the country.
South Africa was the first country in Africa to establish the South African Broadcasting Corporation and was later transformed into a public broadcaster. A lecturer at the Mass Communication Department, Foabe College, University of Sierra Leone, Francis Sowa said, International Broadcasting Day is a day of reflection on the progress and challenges in television broadcasting in the world. He said, the country is yet to fully migrate from the analog system to digital system. He noted that with the broadcast television, viewers can see the actual images of people and their exact statement in an event, especially government officials.
Television has brought the world closer to us, and more so now with the advent of technology which has aided transmission, we are in a position to bring the entire world affairs within a small global village, where we are able to see everything that transpires in almost everywhere in the world.
The Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation is a public broadcaster owned by the people. Even though it is getting subvention directly from the Consolidated Revenue Fund, the SLBC should not be loyal to the government, but to the people. A journalist, Kevin Lamin Lamdo, recalled that had it not been for the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation during the Civil War, people would not have seen the faces of the rebels. He cited the pivotal role played by the former SLBS during the civil conflict and the 2018 general elections by the SLBC. He also remembered that during the electionary period, the SLBC contributed to the success of those elections by creating the platform for political parties to propagate their aspirations. SLBC's head of television, Reverend Lucian Ganda, was satisfied that the world has recognized the contribution of broadcast television and its importance, affirming that broadcasting television has contributed immensely to nation building.
It is very vital. It's a vital tool. You can use the TV to showcase whatever you want people see, because it has to do with audio, it has to do with visual, but at the same time it is very, very complex because it deals with images, and there are ethics as well in the profession. Not all images are permitted to be shown on TV, so it has its own challenge. You have to make sure that all the workers within the TV sector understand those dynamics as to not to show out any graphics that could cause harm, because there are some images that could affect negatively on society.
Director of Engineering at the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, Alhaji Alpha Bangura, said the local broadcasting media houses in the country are transmitting analog signal and noted that what they send out is digital due to the cameras the corporation uses. He added that establishing a broadcasting television involves a huge amount of money, as the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation needs to buy modern equipment, among other things. The National Outreach Coordinator, Office of the Government Spokesman, Ministry of Information and Communication, Abubakar Josise, said, broadcast television is growing in the country as other private broadcast television have joined the state broadcaster.
In the meantime, we have to accept that reality. The SABC's capacity is limited in terms of television coverage. Right? So that's why at times you might see them going to private television network. And this has been a problem for the past decade under the previous administration. They should have actually paid attention to this, but they failed to do it. But because we attach strong interest the growth of the media. That's why we are making it a point of duty to ensure that SABC goes beyond what we will expect in the next coming years, because we want to ensure that we expand as many people as possible, because when we have a situation whereby we have huge coverage in most parts of the country, definitely no one will go to private television, so they will prefer to come to the national. Let me just give you one instance. When you talk about radio programs in the morning coffee goes almost right around the country. I mean, if you are a public official, what your sort, you want many people as possible to listen to your program, I think the best morning program to go to is morning coffee, because most people in the country rely on morning coffee.
He compliments the work of the different broadcasting televisions in the country and assured that very soon the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation will be on top of broadcasting in the country. Mr. Cissé expressed hope for the establishment of more private broadcast televisions in Sierra Leone. Presently, Sierra Leone boasts of 4 broadcast television stations: the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, Star Television, Africa Young Voices Television, and the Freetown Television Network. SLBC News, Amina Nyande Brahma reporting.
And for entertainment news, 23-year-old Sarah Loa Toka was crowned Miss Sierra Leone 2018 on the 25th of August this year. Now she is representing Sierra Leone at the Miss World 2018 Beauty Contest in Sanya, China on the 8th of December this year. On the 21st of November, the Miss World Head-to-Head Challenge draw was organized and the contestants were divided into 20 groups, and our Sierra Leonean representative, Sarah Laura Toka, is in Group 3. For more on this, let's join our entertainment producer, Mohammed King Milan.
Hello everyone, I am Sarah Laura Toka and I am representing the land of high hills, magnificent mountains, and the most hospitable people, Sierra Leone.
23-year-old mass communication student at the FBC, Sarah Laura Toka, was crowned Miss Sierra Leone 2018 on 21st of August 2018. Sarah Laura Toka is now representing Sierra Leone as Miss World Sierra Leone 2018 at the Miss World 2018 Beauty Contest in Sanya, China on the 8th of December 2018. On 21st of November, the Miss World Head-to-Head Challenge draw was organized and the contestants were divided into 20 groups, where a winner in each group will be determined by public votes. And our Sierra Leone representative, Sarah Laura Toka, is in Group 3.
There you have it, Group number 3. South Africa, Venezuela, Wales, Finland, Latvia, and Sierra Leone.
With zeal and determination, she expressed herself as a public speaker, and the first question posed to her was what she has done with her platform as a public speaker.
As a public speaker, I have worked on myself, my self-confidence and self-respect and self-esteem as a victim of abuse. And I have done likewise in the lives of other young girls and young women in my country. And I have been visiting schools as a public speaker, creating sensitization and awareness, obviously, on domestic violence and abuse.
The general public is asked to support our ambassador in China to clinch the highest vote for the head-to-head challenge. Contestants who perform the best among all the 4 platforms will advance to round 2 of the head-to-head challenge. There are 4 ways to vote for our queen to advance to round 2. The voting opened the moment the episode was posted and closes on November 28th. For Sarah Laura Toka to proceed on the challenge is to keep liking official Miss World contestant Facebook page, click the contestant name and click votes, and also keep commenting on her photos on her official Mobster account and vote for her on the model power by clicking the contestant's photos and like. On the final stage of the head-to-head challenge draw, Sarah Laura Toka was asked what is the biggest thing that separates her from the other contestants.
I think the biggest thing that separates me from other contestants is my resilience and courage to still go on in life and be able to touch other girls who have been abused just like me, who are victims as well. And having lost my mom at the age of 12, I found myself in a situation where I had to grow up raising my 2 little sisters because we lived with our dad and he went to work from like 7 to 7, so he hardly had time. So that made me so mature. I felt like a mother. Now they're grown into incredible women, and I feel so touched, and it gives me great joy to touch more lives, especially the lives of women. And so I feel the strength I have gathered from all of my experience and with the will that I have to go on and to do all of this in the lives of people, especially people who depend on this, people who depend on me, with the fear to disappoint them and not be there for them, gives me great courage, and I feel that is what makes me different from other contestants.
Thank you, Sierra Leone.
To end the news, the main points again. Sierra Mineral Holdings Limited has supported 207 tertiary students in the Moyamba district. Sierra Leone has joined other African countries to observe Africa's Industrialization Week. Junior workers of the Sierra Iluka mines have halted the operations of the company. That's all in the edition of News Hour. Thanks for watching. I am Zulayatu Hamid.